Okay. Hi, everyone. Good evening, and hope you're having a nice weekend. Yes, another unexpected weekend stream. I don't normally do these, so typically on Saturday and Sunday I'm just chilling, but I fancied a bit more of Disco Elysium, at least for a bit. I was just going to drop in and play for a bit, but I have something far more important to talk about. Right now, I'm battling a greater demon, baking. I'm making bread. Right now, in the toilet, it's toilet bread, don't ask. It's in an airing cupboard in the toilet. The bread isn't literally in the toilet. I've got some dough, which is covered in cling film, in a bowl, and it's sitting at 25 degrees, and it's meant to be rising. Now, for those unfamiliar, for those who don't tune in regularly, I have trouble rising. And so my bread often doesn't rise, and so essentially the dough just sits there as a blob, and when I eventually bake it, it's rubbish. It's just a brick. It's just a bread brick So this is like attempt. Well, this is technically bread attempt number 2 in this bungalow, but I've literally made like 10 attempts at this prior to now. I just can't make bread. The only explanation is that I've been cursed by the ghost of a baker at some point. Yeah, there are pills for that. Yeah. Zoe just take like a blue pill and just like into the dough. There, fixed. Oh dear. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. So where's my phone? I've set a timer on my phone, and then I need to go, oh, hello, 20 seconds until the timer goes off. Okay, that's good timing. Let me go and retrieve the bowl and show the chat. Have I successfully risen? Let's have a look. Alright. Okay, look at this chat. Hang on. So, there was a ball of dough in this bowl. Now, it's quite blobby. Okay. It's not, like, I don't know. I was expecting it to be a bit bigger. Right, so now, according to the thing, what I've got to do... So this is where it always goes wrong. I can make the dough rise a little bit, but apparently one needs to push the air out of it. Hang on. Right, now, push the air, so I gently punch the top of it down to compress it. Ooh, sticky. Oh no. Right, and then... pull the dough in on itself, apparently. This is not working out quite well. Roll it back into a ball. Okay. There we go. It's back into a ball shape. Push all the air out. Right. Then cling film goes back on. And then it's meant to rise for a second time, this time even bigger. Cling film goes back on. Right. Then back into the airing cupboard it goes. Right, back in a second. Hello. Okay, so let's have a look then. So set the timer to. Now the thing said 1 hour from now, but let's put it an hour and a half just to give it lots of time. Okay, an hour and a half to see if it rises up, and then apparently I put it in the baking tray thing, and oh shit, am I meant to put it in now? I don't know. No, I think it should be fine. Let's just see what happens. Right, okay. Dear me. Oh. Do I know why Jesus was so ripped? CrossFit. That's terrible, Oris. Oh, fuck. Right. Okay. So, welcome to Disco Elysium. Hang on a second. Let me click continue. Thank you, Agarob, Ferrari Bad, and Devious and Chapelius. Thank you, all of you. 1 second. Closing that Steam window. And here we go. So, welcome back to Disco Elysium. So, for those who are unfamiliar with this game, it is a detective RPG where I'm playing as an unnamed detective with not really my partner, just a guy who's working with me right now from a different police department. So this is Kim. The two of us are investigating a murder. And whilst I won't go into everything, because quite a lot has happened, so spoiler warning, I guess, for those who want to play Disco Elysium, we found the killer. Killers. We found the killers of the murder victim, the principal, the driving thrust narrative of the game. And it turns out it's the Union guys over there. It's exactly what we thought it was. So, basically, there's no great mystery. There's no... It's not some... Oh, I'll just show you the murder victim. Hang on. There's no great conspiracy, or it's not set up to look anything different than it actually is. So this guy over here was hung by 8 people from the Union. Begins with D. The Debate Union? Something or other. Yeah, so... sorry, hanged. Did I say hung? Hanged. Yeah, so he was hanged. Now, the surprise is that I thought, and apparently the police briefing thought, that he was hanged because of some dispute with the Union. Apparently not. Apparently, he raped somebody. And it's revenge, or rather it's street justice by the Union guys. Now, what's puzzled me, the reason why I have questions, is that they're protecting the 8th member of the Hardy Boys, although they claim that this person isn't part of the Hardy Boys, so that crew over there. And based on the description, and based on the tracks in the mud, and how defensive the Union leader was, a guy called Titus, I think it might be the rape victim. I think it might be. And also, we have an unknown phone call to the police. Someone called this body in, but they called it in 4 days later, I think. I'm not fishing for the correct answer, chat. I think the rape victim watched this happen, as in was part of the lynch mob, and then maybe guilt or something? I don't know. 4 days later? The caller had disguised their voice, you see, so we don't know if it's a man or a woman. But yeah. Anyway, so, thank you Icon2 and Agarob and Ferrari. Right, so, oh yes, there's one other development. My character had a nervous breakdown a moment ago because, yes, let me have a look at this. So just a moment ago, at the end of the last stream, we had a nervous breakdown when I smelled, was it a piece of chewing gum? It was apricot something. Basically, inside my clipboard, there was a compartment, and I opened it to discover that there was a pair of tickets, I think zoo tickets, and a piece of chewing gum that smelled like apricot. And it triggered it triggered a memory, which I passed out. I had a mental breakdown, and Kim dragged me back to the police car over there. Sorry, pardon me. Hi there, Messi. Hi there indeed, Messi. Basically, I think it's my ex-wife. And I think the detective really, really, really loved her. And she walked out, presumably because of the drinking. Now, here, the ledger has changed. It's no longer just a random item I can interact with. I can equip it. The ledger of failure and hatred. So +1 Inland Empire, which is my hunches. +1 empathy, but -2 to my authority. Okay. So I can equip it now and wander around in the same way that Kim does with his clipboard. Okay. Right. Yeah, so my authority is relatively low now, isn't it? Cop gut. Oh yeah, oh sorry, what was that as well? So, the Bow Collector and White Morning. -1 to authority if I research White Morning while it's underway. And what's the Bow Collector? Sparks fall like snow from the Bow Collector of Streetcar 42. Bow Collector? Bow Collector. Slowly down the slope from Voyager Road and then east on the B206 across the river to where there is to where there are no closed factories or ruins. To study at the academy. Electrical cables run overhead and the Bow Collector draws across them like a musical instrument. Across them. It's a tram. A flash. She's standing at the rear window holding onto the rail in a spring coat waving at you. Ah, did we meet on a tram? Okay. Right. So, do I work on this? Well, I don't think I have any points anyway, do I? No. I don't have any points to spend. Don't have a choice. Okay. So what do I do now? What the fuck do I do now? So I had a mental breakdown. So I couldn't get past the Nazi. Hang on a minute. Prove my authority. Get the hanged man's boots off. Find all the armor pieces. Right. Find the money to pay Gart. Close the water lock. Hang on. Let's go back and speak to Joyce. Okay. The reason why is that apparently I have a check with Joyce that I've never done before. Something to do with my volition, I believe? Let's go speak to Joyce. Which Nazi, Nikon? His name is Measurehead. He's a large muscle-bound brute guarding the button that opens the door to the port. And he's there sort of spouting Aryanism as his ideology, along with the belief that the Seminese are going to basically conquer all everywhere, Lebensraum or whatever. He's a Nazi. Or rather, he's just spouting Nazi, ideals. Okay. So this is Joyce. So, yeah, we've spoken to her many times now. She's the strike negotiator.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Malkesh, broken arrow? Do you mean broken sword? Right. So what was that volition check that I have with you? Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do? Tell me about the boats.
What would you like to know?
Not a lot of people on boats, are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
Wait, we're on an archipelago? Look around.
Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
Technically, the neighboring Ozone and Fas Alamer island groups are archipelagos, while La Caillou, by contrast, is a single fertile landmass, the fourth largest island in the world. It is not an archipelago.
Okay. Fair enough. Still, I haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around here.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
She saw you, Kim.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle.
He becomes defensive. Kim loves his motor vehicle. It's fine, Kim.
It's for crossing long distances in the greater Ravachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
Indeed. Reserved to the rich, I presume. Oh, sorry, that was one interesting fact. Sorry, I forgot to... she brought that up last time, didn't she? So, apparently... So, without getting into the nitty-gritty, travel between the continents, let's say, necessitates a difficult voyage through... let's say a mist that affects the mind. And interestingly... Exposure to it is obviously very dangerous, but the ultras, or rather, at least, I don't know if she specified company representatives or whatever. Basically, people like her have got a basically, they have much greater authorization to move around through these mist banks, I guess, which is interesting. I mean, that's going to isolate quite a. I imagine fare is expensive on its own, and most people can't afford to travel in a vehicle anyway, or buy a vehicle. But what I'm saying is, I'm guessing that's really like you haven't just got wealth inequality; you've got inequality of just movement. You can't get to a different insular if you don't have the days to do so or whatever. She's got like 22 days of travel allowance. Most people are allowed 6. Actually, is that annually? Is that ever? Like in total? I don't know. Yeah. Interpale travel reserved to the VIPs and or the rich, says Strick. Annually. She said annually? Aha, annually. Okay.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich.
For those unfamiliar with the gameplay, the voices in my head are different facets of my brain. It's part of the mechanic, the RPG's mechanic. It's quite fun. Rhetoric? Why?
Why what? Stop thinking. Take her down.
Why are we taking Joyce down? Oh, fuck. I'll come off as envious. Yeah, why am I thinking about this? I've got police work to do, Rhetoric.
Have it your way.
Do you have a license for this boat?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly Fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this.
Okay. I think I've got a handle on the boat thing.
Good.
Okay. So what was this volition thing? Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do?
What we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
No, I'm not a communist, Nikon. We're not doing that. It's ridiculous. That came out of nowhere the last stream. I don't know what the fuck that was about.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
Okay. So it's not that check.
She nods.
Right. Hang on. So the strike at the harbour.
Of course.
No, there's no volition check here. What was the volition check?
Of course. How else can I help?
So she won't talk to me about the photograph until she sees my badge, and I've no idea where my badge is. Okay. Hi there, Messi. Messi, passing on a request from Percy. He wants you to give belly rubs to Lulu. Lulu is probably... She's currently flopped atop my bed sleeping, so she's not behind me, but I shall. Hope you're well. Questions about reality?
More lessons in basic reality? My
Was that
favourite part
Dr.
of the day.
Cindy?
Go ahead, ask me anything.
Oh, what was that? No, it's spirit decor? So what's this? Only 17%. Kim debrief done. No, it's never going to succeed. I may retry it though. It's a white check. Let's give it a go. What am I asking? What is... Think of something close to you. Oh,
6
it
kilometers
succeeded.
southwest in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog licking its wounds in the grass.
Huh? What do you want about? Cool. What?
To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset in Martinez?" "Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil." He pulls it out slowly. Slowly now. He'll find it again. We always do.
I do not understand what my brain has just said. I think this is one of the first times I've spoken to this facet, though. I don't know its temper... Hang on. 6 kilometers southwest in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog licking its wounds in the grass. To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunrise. He lost his mind." I don't get it. Okay, what am I?
You? You're an officer of the RCM.
She says energetically. The Revachol Citizens Militia.
Preciso mundo.
Sure, I'll read what the skill does, Finny. Sure. And what is the Revachol Citizens Militia?
Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, Detective.
She's leaving out some important bits there.
Yes, we are the Revachol Citizens Militia.
He's being sarcastic.
Are we?
We are.
You said de facto.
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, 3 pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital.
I'm surprised you said that openly. Holy shit.
All 3 are good to know when we are out policing.
Yeah. So, yeah, the whole fucking... The legislation just keeps the city down to the benefit of the foreign... sorry, I know I keep going off on tangents here. It does surprise me how... Obviously, the game has something to say about these different political... Like, it's surprising how extreme the political elements get in this game. As in... You're not just centrist, you're extreme centrist. You're not just, free market capitalist. You're an extreme one. You know, over there's an extreme Nazi, to a caricature of one, essentially. When the dialogue comes up about communism, it's not, just go a little bit to the left. No, it's far left. Like full-on communist purges and death, or whatever. It surprises me how just very binary all the everything seems to be. Yeah, you can't have just a little bit of left, just a little bit of right. It's always full force, like full insanity, which I suppose is one of the things that's keeping me relatively centrist, because the other side, the other polarities look fucking nuts. Hang on. It's basically for a lack of capital. So what's this? All 3 are good to know. The lieutenant looks up. I'm basically a thrall to foreign interests. Yeah. Basically, I'm a thrall to foreign interests, essentially.
There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent provisional rulers like it.
She leans in.
Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, they are not fans of you.
Why?
The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, a botched privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown.
Yeah.
They called it the international zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative.
Oh.
They will never forgive you.
Oh, that's sweet. Oh, that's really nice. Sorry, that's really, really sweet. Holy shit. Okay. So, sorry, earlier on we were having that discussion talking about, like, what is the RCM? And I was feeling a bit dejected on the balcony when I was speaking to Kim, because it was like, this is pointless, you know, if essentially our powers are so limited. But by the sounds of it, what she's describing is a legitimacy crisis. That's what they've got. That's what all fucking... It doesn't matter how pure your intentions are. You're foreigners. We're not. Yeah. Revachol will never truly embrace the fixing or restored peace of the coalition or whatever, because it's the coalition. A true blue citizens initiative is succeeding because we're Revacholian, and they're bitter.
That's somewhat of an exaggeration. In reality, ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement.
I don't think she is exaggerating. Well, I know he's just trying to save face.
Revacholians get to keep the peace in Revachol, and the coalition doesn't have to worry about it. Anyway, sorry to intrude. Please continue.
Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are, to me, is the police. The only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol.
I appreciate that you're buttering us up there. It's a bit transparent, but, you know, What are you going to do? Like, reject the authority? You're alone out here, you know? Thank you, ma'am. Say nothing, back to basics. No, but just be cordial.
And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I'm here to help.
Thank you. Okay, so there's still a volition check with her that I can do now, but I couldn't before, but hang on. What's the volition check? I point to Cindy, the graffiti artist up there.
The girl in the old lady rags?
Yeah.
Looks like a sullen and rebellious Yes,
I heard this, hang
she
on.
prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
Hang on. What was that, sorry? I missed a check, it's gone. Says Mr. Cafix? What, the volition one? I don't think so, it's still on my task list. Hang on. Explain the same thing but to a child.
Young people who dye their hair funny colours and wear old people's clothes are stupid, and their little rebellion is self-defeating. All right, what next?
She takes a leisurely sip of her tea.
Suddenly, you're not so sure you're part of the supraculture.
I think I might be part of an infraculture.
And what would that be?
Disco!
I can see that, yes. I dabbled in those dark arts myself, not so long ago. I assure you, it was a thoroughly supracultural phenomenon. All permeating. Downright mandatory. Nothing infra about disco, baby.
She's great. Okay. Your disco?
Those days are long behind me. And even in the early 30s, I would say I was more of a new girl. Disco was a minor, but still enjoyable facet of the whole thing for me.
The new. So that was the time after the revolution.
The new. A cultural era. And the name of the decade it ravished, the 30s. It came out of post-revolutionary Revachol. It was ultra-liberal. It involved lots of partying, as you might imagine, and champagne-coloured everything. By the looks of it, that would have been when you came of age. Now.
She raises her eyebrow at you. So sounds fun. I can't remember a single thing. Champagne, that doesn't sound like anything I'd be into. I'm straight edge, I'm sure. Sounds fun. I can't remember a single thing.
Wasn't it Guillaume Le Million who said, if you can remember the new, you weren't there?
Yeah, just thinking about that guy. So he was mentioned at the start of the game. Blonde mane of hair. A singer, apparently, I think. Guillaume Le Million. Whatever happened to him?
Ah, yes. This is not very central to reality, is it?
I still want to know.
I can't be 100% sure, but I believe he died due to complications from venereal disease.
Oh, fuck. Oh, dear. You're saying he didn't vanish in a puff of stardust?
I'm afraid no. But then again, one can't be entirely sure. It's all part of his mystique. Ask someone else and you may get a more champagne-coloured take. Anyway, what other basic facets of reality should we discuss?
That's all for now. Thank you, Joyce.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
I have some other questions about reality.
More
Hang on.
lessons in
No,
basic
that's the same one.
Glad to have been...
So what, sorry, forgive me. What was the check? What have I fucked up here, chat? Hang on. So tasks, victim's tattoo. Where is it? Prove your authority. No, it's the first day, isn't it? No, map here. Volition. Joyce. It doesn't specify exactly what it was. There's a check here that I can redo, I believe. Okay. Conceptualization. What else is there? Pile of clothes. Oh, Finny says the UI might be bugged. I'm almost sure the volition check is for asking for money. You can no longer do it. Oh, really? Huh. Also, am I meant... Sorry, chat. Am I meant to have a map? by this point in the game? Do I just suck? And chat says yes. Oh. This is somewhere like really embarrassing. Like, it's literally, you're meant to get the map in the first 15 minutes. And I just like blundered past it like an idiot. Oh, fuck. Okay. Sure. Right. Weird noise. Okay, so what now? So let me just, hang on.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Okay, so questions while Pine strikes, missing badge.
I'm afraid I can't say any more until we've taken care of formal protocol.
A red check that can't be retried. Suggestions or attempt to charm her. Sympathy for my amnesia. How do I negotiate my way out of this?
She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuate.
Okay. Yeah, what the fuck? That was the second really low roll that I just fucking got. Holy shit. Okay. Surely there's some other way to demonstrate our law enforcement credentials.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Like what?
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones. Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Excuse me a moment, ma'am. Yes, Kim.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
The lieutenant's voice is hushed. How did you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman.
Yeah. That's a fair point. We're her henchmen now?
This woman is running circles around us.
Yeah.
She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
Maybe this is all her plan. She might have heard about you.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, I can see, I can see Kim's point, exactly. So we want... she's got something that... Well, no, sorry, she wants to tell us more. She's led us on with ooh, I'd love to tell you more about the victim or whatever, but I can't without seeing your badge. Kim's insinuating that he knew that. She knew that, potentially. And now she's trying to get us to run errands for stuff that we're not even sure, we don't even know what she knows. She's not volunteering it, she's trading for it. Okay. Thank you, Adam and Thorus, and Kyrus and Icon. I'm being boring with his choices, says Madhorse. Do you reckon? Some people, sorry, if you'll forgive me, the pre-stream chat was saying similar to that. But honestly, some of these, I don't know, are people being crazy wild with their choices? Did some people shoot Kunoessa? Seems, I don't know. I don't think my choices have been that... Okay, but yeah, probably not that interesting to watch, I guess, but... Okay, hang on. The company might have more ears on the ground. You could have known about my condition. No, I don't think so. What do you propose? That we don't investigate the drug trafficking? No, why would we investigate the drug trafficking? Yeah, we could just find my badge.
Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large, and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters.
The situation might have changed drastically by the time you locate it. Time is of the essence.
You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months.
Oh, fucking hell. Okay. Let's get back to her then. Yeah, no, I agree with Kim, frankly. I do agree with Kim. We shouldn't become, if there's a drug... She's not here to deal with that. That's got nothing to do with her. If anything, that is to do with us, like a drug problem. Yeah, that's definitely something the RCM should be dealing with. Not a representative of the Wild Pines fucking corporation or whatever it is.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Tell me about the drug trafficking.
It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
Okay, so let me get this straight. The materials come from Samara to Revachol through the terminal.
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Why does any of that concern you?
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut.
Raw Green 2, welcome. How did I solve the case? Well, you see, I used my guile, my intellect, my keen sense of the crime scene to approach 8 guys who just said, yeah, we did it. They just flat out told me in the first 3 sentences I had very little to do with it. I was like, oh, okay. They just walked up to me and confessed. I was like, oh, I'm a detective. Right. And you want me to investigate?
Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
The handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
The lorries.
Precisely. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they're vulnerable.
How convenient that they're stranded like beached whales at that roundabout.
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
Apples.
Her irises are light green, like the river Esperance in bright daylight.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Uncovering Union secrets could also give you an upper hand when dealing with them.
Yes, that's a much better point from logic. Okay. Why didn't you come to the RCM earlier? It's no coincidence that the lorries are stranded. We already have some suspicions that one of the drivers was present at the lynching. Do we? What, based on the worn boot? Why didn't you come to the RCM?
We did.
Oh.
On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under.
We fucking suck, Kim. We genuinely fucking suck. That's why. The reason the fucking murder happened is because this district of Martinez is on. Basically, our 2 police departments, precincts are bickering over who owns this place because it's a shithole. Nobody wants to police it. So as a result, no police come over here. So as a result, fucking the locals lynched a dude because he raped somebody, and fucking, because they couldn't trust the system. And now the fucking company that runs the port or handles the logistics for the port are doing their own fucking investigation into the drugs trade. Because we're not fucking doing it. Fucking hell.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
Well, here's your chance, officers.
Yeah, that is a tempting... Yeah, never mind the whole string she's trying to pull. It would be tempting to, yes, to get some leverage on the Union as well, if we can find their drugs. Or rather, the driver who will squeal. Okay. Well, that's what they said, Madness. Sorry, a CZN. I'm unaware of who was raped, but knows who is responsible. Yeah, the Hardy Boys accused that guy of rape. And they did it in a weird way as well. They seemed defensive about it. They were like, they were listing other things as like higher priority. And when one of the Hardy Boys, mentioned a lady, the Titus, the lead guy, got very defensive very quickly, which leads me, as a player, to believe that it probably was, like, the 8th member is a woman, and it's probably the rape victim, probably. Again, I don't know, so I'm not fishing for the right answer. Okay. I made up my mind about the smuggling. Hang on. Yeah, we already have some suspicions that one of the drivers was present in the lynching.
The two might even be connected.
No.
Or not. Though, if you have evidence to the contrary, I'm eager to hear it.
As eager as I am to share it, Lieutenant, once the job is done.
Okay, it's no coincidence that the lorries are stranded there like that, is it?
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However, this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue.
That's interesting. So why... So she didn't count on a couple of RCM detectives wandering up here and being like, oh, you guys can go now and investigate some drugs for us, so why raise the drawbridge? Okay.
Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
Fuck. So because of, I presume because of your machinations, poor Lena has been separated from her husband. Was it husband or boyfriend? For ages, because the poor bugger's stuck on the other side of the drawbridge. Great. Okay. Alright. What proof do you have that the Union are involved in the drugs trade?
How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
Ah, okay. So yes, I get it. That would explain their interest.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
Yeah, fair. So you think the strike is being funded with source ingredients for the drugs?
Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
If this is true, though, because this could all just be a big pack of lies. We'll see if this is true. Okay, I've made up my mind about the smuggling investigation.
Yes?
Okay, I'll take the case, probe the drivers, and see what it yields.
Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
Okay. I hope we haven't just made... Well, because I don't really... I don't really know enough about the strike in particular. I need to get into the damn dock and speak to Evart, whatever it is, to find out more about the strikers. Because she's painting them as crazy and unreasonable. But I don't know. I need to speak to them and find out what's going on, because essentially if we're yeah, sure, we're doing an errand, but if we're attacking the main source of their revenue to keep the strike going, then again, it's the drugs trade, and from the perspective of a detective, surely I would like to stop that. I mean, think of the victims of that. That's not like a victimless crime. Poor Kuno over there, a kid. He's got access to fucking amphetamines. It's fucking him up. Kuno's a victim of this bullshit if the Union are involved. Alright. I don't know why I'm fucking walking slow. Alright. So where are we going? Sorry, we're going to the truck drivers. They're over here. So this was the guy tapping his feet to music. Oh, sorry, follow me. Oh. There was another guy who was waiting for apples. Let's speak to him first. He was being really suspicious. Wait, where is he? Oh, is he over here? No, was that the racist guy? Oh, fuck it, we'll just speak to this guy.
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
Okay, empathy. It's a white check, I may retry it. What do you see in his eyes?
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
In caps, my man, I want to know about your soul.
Cool. We all want to know each other, know each other's woes and all. But people, man, they have slippery souls.
Just like that, he slips out of your reach. It is possible the yelling didn't help.
Okay, fair. You seem like a man who knows about drugs.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back.
Okay.
Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know?
He folds his hands behind his head and leans back.
But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
I need to get high. I'm looking for a dealer. No. Okay. Let me be straight with you. I'm trying to figure out who is smuggling drugs out of Terminal B.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
Number one is silly. Why are you still hanging around? He doesn't have a choice. The port's blocked in front of him, and the drawbridge is up behind him. Where can he go? Sorry, who do you think they'll be? Who do you think could be conducting the drug trade then?
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
Thank you, Burnstail and Runic Cube. Thank you, both of you. Hang on. So where's my phone? Got a timer on my phone to check the bread, everybody. Let's see if it rises further. 46 minutes. All right. Oh, sorry, entirely off topic for a second. Do you know what I did today? I briefly, I was doing some editing for some of it, but I briefly went to a garden centre, again, for like the third weekend in a row, where I picked up a few little bits that I needed for the garden. I picked up a watering can, so I don't have to take the hose out every time I need to put water on the crops. And my mum came round, and we spent some time together, just in the garden, and we planted some onions. So in the bungalow, and thank you for it, by the way, I have a garden with now some radishes, some now onions, and also, what's the other one? Some carrots have been sown, and now I need to do some beans, but apparently it's a bit complicated because you've got to start the beans inside, so I don't have the equipment to do that, so bear with me. And the other one is potatoes. I've got potatoes lined up on a windowsill over there. They're doing something called chitting, which is the process in which they grow a bunch of little roots. Like apparently they get, if you leave them in the light, they start to form these like nodules, like root bits coming off them. So I need to leave them out in the open in the light for about 4 weeks and then bury them. I don't really know what I'm doing. But yeah. Angelic says, I recommend using the hose. Depending on the onions, they need a lot of water. I mean a lot. Thank you for the tip, Angelic. Thank you. Oh, and then what I did, okay, so there are loads of foxes. There are so many foxes here in Hove, and I keep coming out in the morning and finding paw prints all over the vegetable plot, so they keep jumping up on top of it. So I've ringed the vegetable plot in, a visible bunch of bamboo sticks, and threaded between some of the bamboo sticks a lightweight fishing line. So the intention is to just, like, hopefully deter them from walking all over the vegetable plot, because they'll put their paw forward and be like, there's an invisible force field here. What the fuck? There's like a threaded, like a series of fishing line bits. So, and on top of the fishing line, I've sort of laid some light bamboo sticks to make it obvious that there's something, hopefully the foxes won't just blunder into it. Although I expect to go outside and find Lulu half tangled in it. But yeah. Anyway, so yes, I'll let you know how it goes. Right. I need to get on good terms with the local crows. They hate foxes. Not sure what you mean, Stritch. Anyway, right. So what's this? Oh, yeah.
We wouldn't say he's lying, sire.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Tommy. So I'm pretty sure it's the other guy over here waiting for apples, because the detective did say, on a check, said, apples is what you would say if you're hiding something. Also, one second. The jam mystery. Interrogate the drivers about smuggling. Okay. Lulu tolerates the foxes? No. Lulu hates the foxes. In fact, if I say the F word, she gets very upset. Right. The hanged man. Oh yeah, I can look at the corpse again to try and get more information out of it. Hang on. Any other checks? Pile of clothes. Where's a pile of clothes? Anyone remember that? The vendor. Oh yes, the vendor. Thank you. You're right. Okay. Thank you. Alright. Let's go speak to the... Is it this guy waiting for the apples? So this guy has a nationalistic fucking bullshit racist shit in his lorry cabin. Hang on.
Looking for something?
Yeah, maybe the mug is his. There's like a mug with like a cartoon, like a racist cartoon on it. I found this mug in the trash. Is it yours?
Oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go. I haven't seen anything that funny in a while.
Right. Is it yours?
God damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine.
He doesn't live in Martinez.
Okay. You're a lorryman, right? What's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
He takes a long drag from a cigarette. Why not?
You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
Right. You're just an idiot. Hang on. Hold on, but they make Al Ghul, so alcohol, in Elmara 2, I was told they do, or what else? So I take it you're not smuggling the drugs. It's our responsibility to keep this poison off the streets. No, ask him about alcohol.
I don't go for that foreign piss. Proper booze is made in Mundi. Or sometimes, I like a dram of that Yugograd vodka. Koikos and worse much, but they do no booze.
He's just repeating the same racist bullshit as Measurehead up there. So I take it you're not smuggling drugs out of Martinez?
Not in, not out. I'll never betray the purity of my tribe.
So you're telling us that you don't know anything about drug smuggling through Terminal B?
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
He puffs on his cigarette. Then what are you still hanging around for? Most of the other camioneers have left.
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
You racist piece of shit. Sorry, I might be wrong, sorry. Isn't kipped someone from... It's like a derogatory term for someone from Seoul? Where Kim's from? Is that correct?
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
There was? Which one? Oh, it's an actual slur. Oh, my bad. Okay. It's an actual in-game slur. There was like Inwa, I guess. And there was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of the big lorry nearby. I did see one lorry with the trailer doors open on my way here. Do you know what happened?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
Isn't he like literally on the window over there, sleeping?
If they were getting drunk inside the whirling in rags, how could they know who broke into the lorry?
Yeah.
What? Aren't we allowed to say that he's the kips who do all the stealing around here? That's not rotor science, man.
That's cool. Sorry, minor thing. They've rocket science with rotor science. For those unfamiliar with the setting, one of the setting details is that they have these hybrid airships with, propellers, but then the propellers switch over to the jet engines when they need to go really, really fast. So rotor science, man, referring to that. It's like a form of intercontinental transportation. Okay. If it's not you, then who's running the drugs through Terminal B?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
So I believe he's referring to the guy selling the crappy sneakers to the south of me. Not really, E2010. If you'll forgive me, I probably shan't be... I feel I want to retire from Left 4 Dead Versus. I turn into a bit of an arsehole who I don't like when I play Left 4 Dead Versus.
He's a Samaran guy who likes to pretend he's some kind of businessman. Or really, he's just selling his employer stuff. Stuff he stole after he broke the seals on his Humanox lorry.
Right. Where do I find him?
Just follow the smell. It smells like apricot and oil when you're nearby.
The lorryman lets out a raspy croak at his own sense of humour.
Yes, yes. Where is he?
Looks like I offended your partner there. Too bad. Sealang's usually a little bit south of here, near the canal. You can't miss him. Just watch yourselves. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, all right. 100%.
What a piece of shit. You filthy, disgusting racist.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
Thank you, It Be Kai, and Shogun Matsumoto. Thank you, both of you. And thank you, Burnstail, before that. Okay, we'll pay Sealang a visit.
Guess so.
He grins, contenting himself with his cigarette. Before I do that... Let me just have a look inside his... This is his van. There was a bunch of, like, nationalistic fucking racist shit. Let me just see if I can find anything related to the drugs.
A
Thank
lorry
you, Tom
stuck in
Sawyer.
the traffic jam. The windows are clear. Fumes of heavy fuel oil waft over you, making your eyes sting. The odor mixes with cigarette residue.
What about the back seat?
The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains.
Thank you, Tom Sawyer, and thank you, Lo J. Thank you, both of you.
A book with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large, muscular man. The title reads, Man from Eamdal in the Lost City of the Pygmies.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
Yeah. Okay, so let's keep having a look around. We'll go speak to the third guy. For those just joining the chat, welcome. This is a detective crime game with a heavy emphasis in, well, have a look at it now. I've just got a point in the talents for my, like my speech abilities or whatever. Like, so my intellectual abilities, my psyche, all the things that can help me interview suspects, basically. Now, should I... I'm rather tempted to explore these... Hang on. Where's my... What am I looking for? Here. So I've got a bunch of sort of talents that I can acquire. So when I was thinking about my lost lover, I got these to appear. So White Morning. So what's this? You've passed out on the blue tiles of your hostel room floor. Even from this distance you can see your eyelids flutter. At the mention of what? A great white object letting out its sweet smell like a lily of the valley. The little man's forgotten its name, but he still remembers the feeling. And look, he moves. The feeling animates him. He instinctively reaches out for the feeling. The feeling's best friend, a bottle of Commodore Red. Hostel room. A great white object letting out sweet smell like a lily of the valley. So it's trying to remember something of the past. Okay. Hi there, Zavin. I was talking about the nematodes for the garden. Talk to your local agricultural company. I don't even know what that is. Zavin. I see. Cheaper than a garden centre. I don't know what my local agricultural company is. Sorry. Yeah, I'll have to look into it, Zavin. Sorry. No, Noxon. Nematodes are, they're like ringworm, but for slugs. Or like these ones are. It's like a whole fucking, like, species of them. They do everything. But you can get specific ones that are parasites on slugs. And they're naturally occurring in the UK. Well, they're everywhere. They're all over the world. But you can sprinkle them all over your garden, and it just will fucking just decimate the slug population, which is great because outside there's so many slugs. Oh my god. Okay, let's try this then. Alternatively, what's this? Reduction in hand-eye coordination. Hell on Earth. It's a memory. I'm recalling the memory of, I think, meeting my ex-wife? We'll try this one. White Morning. Unlock. Here we go. Confirm. White Morning. Internalize. Okay. I don't know what it will get me. We'll see in 5 hours, I guess. How do you get the slugs to get infected by the worms? I don't know. I honestly don't know enough about it, Midnight. I just know that when they're in the soil, I guess they just attack slugs and infect them, and it's part of their natural life cycle. They need the slugs to propagate more of them. I couldn't tell you. Sorry, where's the dude? Where's the guy peddling the sneakers? Have I gone the wrong way? I think I've gone the wrong way, haven't I? There we go. Can we go around here? Yes, we can. Down here. Who's the guy on the right? Yinox. Oh, that's the lady who's trapped. She's reading some escapist novel or something. Or is it music? Okay, here he is. Right. Let's try the check with the clothes again. Here we go.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes. Keep saving that economy.
Okay, so find something worth salvaging from this pile of rags. 83%.
Something cold grazes your hand. Synthetic and sleek. A windbreaker. Surf it says, but also wind, summer, 100% waterproof, and sport. All in different typefaces.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only 450 for you, sir.
I would, but I need to save my money to afford my room this evening. I would like to, pick up another clothing option. Okay, unfortunately I have to save my money. Leave for now. Maybe I should try and pawning some of the items I'm picking up. Let's speak to him about the drugs.
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin.
I don't know, Coffee. This is the second day. I really hope we don't get stuck. Fuck. Okay. Yes, a beer trap, Sia Kiolori. That's something else that can help kill slugs. I was meant to put down several today, but I genuinely forgot. I forgot to buy some beer, which is weird, very unexpected of me. I forgot to buy some beer, and also I forgot to bury the jars. So, whoops.
The name Sileng is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool here.
He gives you a thumbs up. What's so cool?
Everything's cool. The goods are cool. The customers are cool. The place is cool. And one more thing, officer. You're very cool. Bang, 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 bang.
He makes both hands into finger pistols and fires a few finger bullets into the air.
You feel a twitch in your index fingers. There's a finger shootout brewing.
Whip them out. Hey.
Don't shoot, officer. Have we got an arrest here or just a shakedown?
A shakedown.
Good one, officer. You're a funny guy. Now, what can I do for you?
It's not a joke. Give me your money. Just kidding. I'm really here to shake you down for some answers to official police questions.
Then fire away, officer.
Wait, what was that? Sorry. Thought gained finger pistols. Oh, never mind the memories of my ex-love of my life. We're abandoning... don't internalize that thought. We need to do finger pistols. Okay. Alright, rhetoric. What's this? So, persuade him to give you some money. No, don't do that. Where are you from, Silling?
Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. All Revachol.
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty, an archipelago in the Samaran Isola.
So that's why the racist over there was saying until you smell apricots. What a bastard. Okay, so you're from the Apricot Suzerainty, right?
Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era when the Seaguy archipelago was colonized by Revachol.
Oh.
It's a bit of a slur, in other words.
Oh dear. I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say you're from, pronouncing it very painstakingly, Seaguy.
Very cool. I admire your awareness of our intertwined histories. It's super nice of you to apologize for colonialism. But the Apricot Suzerainty is a shithole. That's why I left.
Okay. Oh, fuck. Okay. It's only a shithole because of Revachol. Hang on. You're welcome. I do try to be supportive of other people's cultures. I don't know. Is it only a shithole because of Revachol? You're welcome. I do try to be supportive of other people's cultures.
That's so cool, officer. Speaking of, why not support an independent local entrepreneur by buying some pens and glasses?
Sileng, what's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives.
For a moment, he's unsure of how to respond.
Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
Fuck. He's just, yeah. He's full on capitalist, isn't he? Whatever. Just no morals. No morals whatsoever. We're looking for a lorry driver who is transporting drugs out of this harbour. He or she is in this traffic jam.
That's so cool! You investigating the local drug trade like some cool narc? But I am not a lorry driver. I am just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
That was a weird answer. Of course you're a lorry driver. You're just stuck here in the traffic jam.
A blatant lie, sire.
Yeah.
Yet he tells it with such conviction. We'd believe him if we didn't know better.
But you are a lorryman. Another driver identified you. And your lorry.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole.
He stops to think.
Realizing he can't get out of it. Smart man.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
He spreads his arms. Okay. Stop squirming. What do you know about the drug operation in the harbour?
Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
And what crowd is that?
Crowd. You know, the drug crowd.
No, he wasn't talking about an abstract crowd. It was that crowd.
Hang on. It wasn't some drug crowd, so challenge him on it. You're wasting my time. So be aggressive. Okay, if you don't know, then I'll tell your employer you've been selling his stuff. That's probably the better one, isn't it? If this is really his dream. Yeah. Okay, if you don't know, I'll be telling your employer you've been selling his stuff.
No use. He's not telling us. He's too afraid. We need to take him to my station and ask him there. After we've called his boss.
Okay, look. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I spent 15 years working my way up.
Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table. Zoom in on it.
Okay. Also, 1 second, we have a visitor. Hey, darling. Yes, hello to you too. Hi. Are you being cute? Yes. Being a happy girl? She saw my mum today, so she's super happy. She got some lovies. Yes, you did? Yes. She's probably a bit hungry, actually. She hasn't been fed yet. She had some snacks when she got back, but she probably wants me to fill up her food bowl. There's some beef, like a block of dog food, which is defrosting in the kitchen. So after the stream, I'll go feed her. Thank you, Rojd and Thozzle and Boffler. Thank you, all of you. Yes, I know. You're very cute and we love you. Yes. Play with your nose. Feed her now? Feed her soon. It's okay. She'll be fine for a few more minutes. She'll be fine. Oh dear. Right. Okay then. Hang on. Yeah, I'll feed you soon, alright? I'll feed you soon. I'll give you food soon. So a tiny bit of truth on the table. Sorry, once again, for the people joining the stream, this is a detective crime type solving game. It's actually really, really impressive. I strongly recommend the game. Okay. So if you don't want to get into this mess, I raise my voice. You have to give us a reason to move on. We're buddy selling. Help us out. No one will know it was you. Yeah, that's the soft touch. The soft touch.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver.
Oh.
You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
So, interesting. It's not one of these, well, potentially if he's telling the truth. Remember, we were looking for somebody. I assumed it was someone in the Union camp. As in someone was wearing steel-tipped boots with... No, wait, am I getting my facts mixed up here? Because... No, I am right, sorry. I was going to say that of the 8 boot prints around the lynching, so the murder victim, we assumed that one of them was a woman. I assumed because it was light-footed. But then when we saw them in the cafe in the whirling in rags, we noticed that one of them, Skanky, I think his name was really, really thin. So the only pair of missing boots is the one with the one of the soles is more worn. A driver pressing down an accelerator pedal. It's her. It's the victim.
Interesting. Could this driver be connected to the Hardy Boys?
Is the lady driver the old woman back there, pointing at the pale driver? No. Could she be associated with the Hardy Boys?
I don't know. I'm not local. I don't know anything about that.
Who are these? Who are these other drivers who talk?
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos.
Is the lady driver the old woman back there? I point to the pale driver, dazed out.
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved.
Yeah.
I told you.
He doesn't know anything.
He's not ruling her out.
Okay, we're cool. We're cool, Selene.
All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
I'll look around, thanks. I've already bought sunglasses. And Kim was like, no, you're not wearing those. He legit took them off my face, but I bought them anyway. Look, hang on. E. So -1 logic and +1 electrochemistry. So drug temptation and stuff. Fuck. Right. Stylish. Okay. So, did I get another point to spend or no? Not yet. We're quite some distance off. Hang on a minute. So new task. Yeah. So run the numbers. Right. Yeah, what does that mean, Nihilith? Is that a conversation thing, or it's just like a name for the stat? Right. So, lady. What's this here?
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
It's just some fluff. Sure thing, sure thing. Right, is this the drawbridge? Oh, wait. Is that rubbish from the pawn shop? Huh? I didn't notice that before. That's the rubbish bin for the pawn shop. The Whirling in Rags had its own rubbish bin. What's this here? Fingerless gloves, +1 electrochemistry. Ah. There's the drawbridge. We can't get through at all. What's this here? Hot air rises from the sewer. Sour, acidic, and strangely comforting. What's that? Logistics. Can't get through here. Right. So, interesting. Okay. So perhaps this, this driver... Huh. One of the Hardy Boys. It would make sense. Let's have a word with this guy. Does he know the
Still
female
here.
driver?
Stuck
Yeah.
in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
We heard that one of the drivers is a woman, but I don't think she's here. Do you know this lady driver?
I don't want to talk about that.
He shifts around, suddenly uncomfortable, then looks away. Look, I don't mean to pry, but I need your help. She may be involved with the drugs business.
Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is.
Who is this person? What's her name?
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too. Now I see why.
Okay. What does she look like?
A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Dyed. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
Then she may have dyed it again.
Yes. Okay. I asked you who was conducting the drug trade. You said you didn't know. Now you're saying you do?
I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping it's not her. That she wouldn't be mixed up in it.
It's true. We would have caught a lie. But a kind heart is tricky. Bah. Emotional rhetoric. He knew something and he didn't share it with you. That's a fact.
Who is she to you?
A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay?
When did she leave?
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person, I know that much.
We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation.
We're detectives.
The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, he's right not to believe us. I mean, if she is the drug trafficker. You said she's troubled. How?
She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
Fuck. Do you think she bought my handgun? I sold my handgun to a pawn shop. A woman bought it.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
Okay. It's not snitching, just a few questions. I was told everyone's afraid of her. You're not?
I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind.
Her mind?
The way it worked. The trouble it was giving her.
When she left, did she leave her lorry behind?
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one.
Yeah.
The grey-haired woman. Maybe she knows something. Wait, this guy says they're friends. Then, acquaintances. And he's okay with others ratting her out. Push Tommy and it will break his heart. And his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals.
Interesting empathy. Okay. So I could call him out on that. So you're alright with others ratting her out. You just don't want your hands dirty. 2, put yourself in my shoes. I need this for another investigation. 2, it's important. I can't blow it. 3, she's a suspect and I need you to tell me where she is or I can't finish the investigation, so force him. Fine, I'll drop the matter, find another way. I'll drop the matter. He's not wrong. Yeah. I'll drop it. Let's not have this... Yeah, I'll drop it. We'll go speak to the other drivers.
Thank you, friend. Wow, this makes me feel like I should pick up smoking again. Would help with my rhymes, too.
Take care, Tommy. Okay. We're not exactly out here to make friends. No, but we're trying to help the people of Revachol. Sleeping at night counts. Let's go over here, speak to this guy. So again, for the people just joining the stream, this is a very, very cool detective crime type game. So we're trying to solve a murder, Mechanically, sorry Kim, mechanically the game puts extremely strong emphasis on like dialogue trees, to the point that I've frankly never seen anything quite like this. I mentioned it before, so right at the beginning of all of these live streams, but something like Divinity, you click it and click an option, bang, you're done. Something like Baldur's Gate, you're rolling dice for some of the checks, which is also interesting. But here, you've got all of these talents that you can configure. And not just talents, but like thoughts that you can internalize and get sort of, I suppose, modifiers on your character for interesting dialogue options. And there's loads of them. I imagine multiple playthroughs of this game would be fascinating. Okay. Right. So, I still don't have any additional skill points. Alright. Hello.
Looking for something?
Okay. I know you've been giving us a runaround. Fess up. Where's the lady?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, sorry, pardon me. First, you knew Sileng didn't do it.
He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job. You should be thankful for the tip.
Fucking piece of shit. Tell me which one's her lorry.
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
Actually, we do. Hang on. Just tell me where the goddamn lady driver is. No, don't let him define anything. Ah, interesting. Pick number 2, because it might offend him. I wonder if he's a sexist as well. He strikes me as having particularly low intelligence. So, who does? The lady driver? Maybe he'll be like, ah, what are you talking about?
No. He means La Puta Madre.
La Puta Madre?
A legendary, and not in a good way, crime boss from Jamrock. Controls what is probably the most powerful organized crime outfit in Revachol West.
What?
Yeah, him.
Huh? What? Who's La Puta? What are you doing, Kim? Cross my arms and nod.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
The lieutenant adopts a rodentine quality. Be cool, sire. He's getting into this.
Okay, I'm not sure what Kim is doing. But obviously, the guy's uncomfortable having to meet eyes with Kim, being a racist, so I say nothing and watch.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
Oh wait, are we pretending to be something? Sorry? Don't scare me, you cops don't run anything. Hang on. No, the lieutenant turns to the lorryman. He means La Puta Madre. Are we pretending to be cronies for a crime boss in Jamrock? Oh, let him cook. You're right.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is.
He's surprisingly good at this. Not bad at all. Look at him lurching.
It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
Ah.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and Carters Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
He tries to light a fresh cigarette, but his hands are shaking now. The sentence simply ends.
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod. Be careful. This man's still got some fight in him, by the looks of it. It won't be easy to break him.
Fuck. So following Kim's bluff. So is this intimidation? So +2 Kim's bluff, +1 saw me snooping the cabin. Make him tell you what he knows. Please don't fail this. Yes.
Men like this only respect two things: strength and fear.
Show me her lorry right fucking now. The lady driver's lorry. Where is it? Oh, holy
Fuck
shit.
you, I told you. I'm not gonna...
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
I'm gonna fuck you for the rest of my life. What the fuck? I'm gonna put you in a cell with a giant kipped. You're going to be bleeding kipped dick. What the fuck? I've been to your fucking lorry. I know where it is. I'm gonna burn it down. You hear me? Number 2 would be obviously an effective threat against a racist. I'm gonna put you in a cell with a giant kipped. You're going to be bleeding kipped dick. You hear me? Let's go with that. Well, would he care about that? Would he care about that more or the lorry? No, we'll go with the lorry. Because it's more immediate in his eye line. So I've been to your fucking lorry. I know where it is. I pointed it. I'm gonna burn it down. You hear me?
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
Nice.
When did she go away?
Thank you for the raid there, Dodge. Hope you're very well. Thank you sincerely, Dodge. And thank you, Cornbread and Toby Dan, for your subs there. For those joining, welcome to Disco Elysium. One thing, of the raiders who've just joined, this game is extremely good. I highly recommend it. The blurb is, it's a detective crime-solving game with a very interesting dialogue tree and how you upgrade it, but also it is extremely rich and environmental and weirdly unique. It feels like one of those unique games that I'm saying it's very, very good. So perhaps consider skipping the stream. Perhaps consider picking it up and skipping the stream entirely to play it for yourself, is my point. But for those who don't care, I'm asking a truck driver, I'm intimidating a truck driver, because we want to know where another truck driver is who is apparently trafficking drugs. So when did she go away, says my partner.
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I haven't even seen her for days.
Where exactly is her lorry?
Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now, leave me the fuck alone, okay?
Okay.
A small temple by the monument. Green. Let's get into that lorry.
I'm leaving. Well done, Kim. Well done. So he did. I truth be told, I don't really understand the bluff that he just did, but he made this guy fearful of his lorry and his life. Okay. Hi there, Miss Spades. Hope you're very well, Miss Spades. Yes, indeed. You know what I mean. As in some games, yeah, sure, watch the stream or play it, whatever. But yeah. So as I keep saying, it feels like I can wander around in this game and flip over the rocks, and I can indulge one's curiosity in the world, and I discover that everything beneath these rocks is full of soul and creativity. It feels like a really well-realized game. So these are scabs. These are people who want to work in the port, but it's closed right now. It's a strike. Flock says, he said a large drug dealer would be pissed at him for protecting their small drug-dealing lady going around his back. Oh, I'm with you. Okay. So that's the monument. A green tempo. Aha. Okay. Hang on. Right. A jam mystery. Composure. Interfacing. Okay, bonus from items. We got a slight bonus on interfacing with machines. Right, quick save. So, this is the truck driver. Where she's gone, we don't know.
This screen found, A to Z, Contemporain, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This must be the one he told us about, unless he was lying.
The lieutenant peeks inside. I try to peek into the window.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of the seat and 2 steering levers.
Try the door handle.
The door is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's recently replaced.
Ooh, hang on. Sorry, we have... Yeah, hang on. So, aside from this, aside from Disco Elysium, we have something very important I must do. Bread. For those unfamiliar, I'm cursed, apparently, in real life. I can't make bread. I've tried about 13 times, I'm not really exaggerating. Not a full loaf, but like smaller rolls, because I just can't get the bread to rise. So, that timer on my phone, let me go and get the bread, and let's see if it's risen. Hang on. Has the bread risen? Oh my god, holy shit, hang on. It's proper, look, it's huge. Holy crap. It's properly risen. That's not happened before. What do I do? Hang on, what the fuck do I do? Hang on, that's not happened before. I've never got this far. Hang on, cook bread. Here we go. Once the dough is satin smooth, hang on. Line a baking tray with baking parchment. Not back the dough. Place in the baking parchment. Heat oven, 220°C. Okay, dust the loaf with extra flour. 25 minutes bake. Okay, oh, holy shit. Okay, hang on, back in a second, gotta do the oven. Hello. Okay, sorry, teeny weeny error on my part. So I realised that for its second rising, I really should have transferred it into a bread bin, because on lifting the dough out of the bowl, sliding out of the bowl, it kind of deflated a little bit. So my bad. I definitely should have put it in the bread tin suitable for baking. Nevertheless, I'll leave it to rise for another 20 minutes or so while the oven is heating up. 20 minutes is probably too long, but it's fine. It's fine. And then then I'll pop it in the oven and see what happens. See what happens. It does that. No worries. That's normal. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. You need to shape it on the tray before the second proof. Yeah, holy shit. I wonder what that's... Sorry. All my previous bread rising attempts, even with that same brand of yeast, maybe there was something wrong with my previous flat. The water? The mold on the walls? I don't know. I've never seen it rise again. Okay, anyway. The door is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's been recently replaced.
There's no picking this lock. The owner has put special care into it. It's a recessed design.
Interesting. Is it like this because of drug trafficking? How are we going to get this open, Kim?
Let's get the pry bar from my kinema and smash in the window.
Really?
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
Kim's lost his patience. Alright. Before we do that, Kim, let me have a quick word with this lady over here. Maybe she's seen something. The grey-haired lady. I think she was, like, reading a book or listening to a radio or something.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
Seems a bit rude. Snap my fingers in front of her face?
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Snap my fingers twice.
Where am I? Who are you?
Like a magician recalling a subject from hypnosis, you've jolted her back to reality. Are you alright, Mom? You were out.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
She added with contempt. When else would you be then?
Back in Methka, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with the young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro. Until you came along, that is.
I'm sorry to interrupt your dreaming.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the man behind the black sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden.
Her eyes narrow as she appears to take your measure.
While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution, in Methk, it was a golden age.
The Republic of Mesk is a massive confederation on the Isola of Muindi, the world's largest state by territory. It's a petrostate, a constitutional monarchy, and, as of recently, an outcast due to its tilt to the far right.
Oh, really? Okay. So you were in Mesk when you were young?
Someone was.
She nods as though her meaning was perfectly clear. Someone. Are these not your memories?
They are someone's memories, boy. What
Shit,
difference
rough.
does it make if it's me or not?
Yeah.
They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
All of what? The world. The present.
Who's Gabriel Buenguino?
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
She shows you a photograph in a lavish amber frame.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all of his lines.
In all likelihood, it's a world that's only ever existed in her mind.
Why? Okay. Yeah, I wonder, forgive me, I know I keep mentioning it, I wonder if that's the meaning behind the game's name. As in, people seeking escapism in the past because everything's so shitty here and now. Their happy place. Mine being disco. I have some other questions for you. Police questions.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
She settles back against the railing of her motor lorry. Behind her, mountains of memorabilia, photos and knickknacks line the dashboard. Huh. You seem like a woman who knows a thing or two about drugs. Now, what are you hauling?
Diamonds.
Diamonds, really?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
What are you really hauling?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
You don't know what you're hauling in your own lorry?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't think I do know what you mean.
Of course you don't.
No. Okay. Before I came, you seemed away.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
So he doesn't think she's a smuggler.
No.
You hear that, Lowman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Yeah, I get the impression that Kim's very, man of the present, isn't he? I don't really challenge poor Kim on it. Let's change the subject.
A pale dream is what it is.
She nods her head according to the rhythm, known only to her, staring at the photo in her hands. So what was she saying? Boyadero?
Of course not. To truly understand the Boyadero, you need to listen to On the Western Plain.
The Western Plains. So did she say that she's from Mundi? If my memory serves correctly, Mundi was the largest of the continents, and on its western side there was that weird fog known as the Pale. They called it the Western Plains when they first discovered it, but to their surprise it didn't stop. They kept sailing around it to try and get around this Western Plains, only to discover to their horror that it surrounded the entire continent.
The Boyadero, Boya for short, is a cowherder from upstream Magritte, the great steppes of northern Mesk. He is a rugged individualist and explorer.
Okay. What's that?
It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring Boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the Western Plain.
I'm guessing that didn't happen.
Of course not. The Boyadero returns from the Western Plain a changed man. One night, as he and his beloved are out walking along the river Magritte, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down.
In the background, you can hear the orchestra swell as the screen fills with the maiden's imploring eyes.
I think I see where this is going.
So the Boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the Magritte. Then he rides off, because the Western Plain is calling to him.
No, that's not where I thought that was going. What the fuck? Thank you, MFK Bone and Ducky and Shinderhans. Thank you, all of you.
You have to understand. A true Boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can't be tied down by man or woman. His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it meant to love a Boyadero.
Okay. That's kind of fucked up. That's kind of really fucked up. Thank you for now.
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Meski.
The voice trails off. Huh. Okay, so sorry, for those who didn't follow what just happened there, she was telling the story of someone from you have to understand a song, so a man like a wanderer going to the Western Plains, so essentially someone exploring the edges of the known continent. And when the edges of the known continent called to him and his lover implored him to stay in the song, he strangled the lover and threw her body in a river and then continued exploring. And she venerates that type of character, apparently. Okay, Kim, let's get the crowbar. Open up that truck. Okay. Ah, fuck. Yeah, still a better love story than Twilight, yeah. Alright. Can't believe it's day 2 and he still didn't take the tools from the car. I didn't really have a reason to. Pervasive.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
What's this?
As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm. Next to the gauge is a red switch labeled heat.
Now, that's enough fun with the foldable headlights. I know they are mesmerizing. They are also fragile. I'm not going to turn it on for you again.
That's okay, Kim. I imagine he's probably quite defensive about his vehicle as well. Where's the
A
toolbox?
metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place. The tools inside are neatly organized.
Okay. Take the red-tipped pry bar.
The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand, heavier than you'd think. Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids.
Do we grab the others while we're here? Take the rubber-handled chain cutters.
The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your hand. You can do good work with these. Cut chains, locks, and ropes, especially belts.
We can't reach the belt, though. Take the hand-cranked flashlight.
It's robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Police issue, blue. Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss.
Okay, pull in the pull-out toolbox.
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm glow on the steering levers and the radio on its hook.
Close the door. Okay, thank you, Kim, for letting me borrow your tools. So where are they? Items, tools, here they are. Pry bar, chain cutters, flashlight. Alright. So for those joining the stream, not sure what's going on, we're investigating some drug trafficking here in the, well, there's lots to it right now, but yes, one of these lorries in this traffic jam, apparently, well, there shouldn't be drugs in there right now, but yeah, this lorry is being used to potentially ferry drugs out of here. Now, the context, yeah, so the driver could be involved in the murder that's recently happened. They might have been at the lynching. But also, yeah, the company. So basically, the striking workers are they're still having something's paying for their time off. There's like 2,000 men or something. Something's paying for it, and the Joyce over there, the lady, the negotiator, suggested it might be drugs paying for it on the side.
This green found A to Z Contemporain is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
Tool not equipped. 1 second. Physical instrument. Put the top on as well. And equip the tool in my hand. No? There we go. Yes, my first time Cypher, so I don't really know what I'm doing.
This green found A to Z Contemporain is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
Okay. Wait, smash the window. Try the door handle. Is that a separate check to pry the door?
The door is... There's no picking this lock. The owner has put special care into it. It's a recessed design.
Okay, here we go. So 28% chance to smash the window.
Pry bar in hand. You take a hard swing at the window. A loud thunk rings out and the pry bar bounces back, leaving a tiny spider web on the glass. Looks like the window might be shatterproof. You may have to rethink your approach.
The window appears to be shatterproof.
No, it's not shatterproof. Give me that.
He takes the pry bar from you and gestures for you to step back. Then, with a little warning...
He smashes it into the window. Droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering over the lorry floor and pavement. You can just reach in now.
Kim is so cool, isn't he? Nice.
It went better than I expected. Open it from the inside.
I open the door.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals.
Okay. 1 second. I'm just going to get a race over to the oven and bung the loaf of bread in there. So 1 moment. Okay. I'm trying to make bread. Trying. Yes, every attempt to make bread previously has failed miserably over the years. So here we go. So on my phone, 25 minutes. We'll go back and see the result in about 25 minutes. Oops. Hello. Okay. So the smell of cigarettes and perfume. Well, okay, so she's a smoker. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. Okay. A radio transmitter in the front.
There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be.
Pulled tight over the lower side of the seat. Is it hiding something? Okay. Admire the posters.
These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century.
So she likes films.
One of them particularly catches your eye, a centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin.
It's going to sound stupid. Why perfume? Obviously, I know that it's nice to smell nice, but why, if you're a truck driver and there's no one else but you in the cabin? Hang on, stop and wonder, what's that smell?
The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume. Probably Grenade number 5.
Study the centerfold.
The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. This is Tip Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death.
What happened to her?
She wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here on Boogie Street, a mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world and the camera, too.
Enough of the posters.
The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat.
Check the pedals.
You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle.
That explains the worn shoe, which places the driver of this lorry at the lynching. Why is sandpaper glued to the throttle?
Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Sure. The driver has glued a piece of sandpaper to the throttle to offer some extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
The sandpaper would also rub off the pattern from the driver's right boot sole.
Yes?
So one of the footprints of the crime scene has an aberration. One sole was smoother than the other.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
The lieutenant's eyes light up behind his prescription lenses. So this is the missing 8th Hardy. Okay. What is number 4? Women. Shakes your head. Always up to something. No, number 1. This is the missing 8th Hardy.
Looks like her, yes.
And she's also the one running the drug trade.
Now we know for certain who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
Not necessarily. The lady driver could have kept the drug trade a secret. We don't really know. So those jerks definitely, number 1. 2, I think the entire Union is involved. Maybe even all of Martinez. No. This would fit what Joyce told us, but I don't want to make any assumptions. Yeah, number 4. We don't know enough. And also just sort of me sort of my head spinning in this. If she was their drugs trafficking, like, goon, essentially. Again, it was a very personal reaction from Titus. Maybe I'm just reading too much into that, but he got very angry. He roared at that other guy on sort of implicating one of the men implicated a lady, and he was like, "Shut up, whatever your name is." So I don't know. It doesn't, like, if she's just like a drugs mule that then bolted, or rather, wouldn't they be more concerned about, where the fuck is she? I don't know. If they were involved in the drugs trade, is my point. Maybe she's alone in it? Hang on. I don't want to make assumptions.
Understood. We should still go and see what Titus has got to say on the matter. Are we finished with the lorry?
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. The radio transmitter sits on the center console, and a faint smell of perfume is in the air.
Peel off the covers on the passenger seat.
Voila! A stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with a pen.
Bonne prise.
The lieutenant commends you as you sift through the treasure, well worn and folded into neat squares. I fold open the topmost map.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock, and this person knows them all. There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881, high above the mass of brown and red roofs that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield.
So that's Shivers. Rarely do I speak to Shivers. Where does the road lead?
To Couron, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road.
So, is he implying that Jamrock and Martinez have kind of been bypassed a bit? Well, they did say in a previous conversation that everything north of the 881, I think they said, is this the motorway? Yeah, this whole area is ignored, essentially. Has a motorway essentially, well, bypassed this place? Fold open the second map. Fold open the second map.
This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox, old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct.
Look at the third map.
The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain, and a traffic island in central Jamrock, by the lake. These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the foundation beneath the motorway. Looks like the smugglers have infiltrated the road network belonging to East Motor Tract.
The smugglers have infiltrated it.
So it would seem.
The lieutenant examines the map with a furrowed brow.
The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them.
Where do you think the contraband ends up?
Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it.
Besmerti? That sounds vaguely familiar.
The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo-tribes, but really they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol. With cool names, like La Puta Madre and Aura Masta. It's a dark parody.
Okay. So who do you think is behind this?
It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Huh. Okay. Return the stack of papers under the seat.
Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick this up later.
The stack of maps looks just like before, barely noticeable. The movie stars look silently by, and the pull-out toolbox has a rubber handle, worn from years of use.
What about the radio?
Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Okay.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
It has to be an advanced model to fit so many frequencies next to each other without blending them together.
Number one is a joke. We discovered that on Kim's radio, he saved Speed Freaks FM, and then when I switched to it, he lunged into the cabin because the narrator was like, "Let's have some vulgar." He was saying some vulgar bullshit, and Kim was trying to sit turn it off. I was like, must have jammed on the wrong frequency. Is Speed Freaks here?
No, that's on 78.9.
Is it? I raised my eyebrow.
What? I happen to have committed the frequency to memory. I have no problem admitting that.
Oh dear. Why would anyone need so many radio stations?
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation, with quite a range too.
So does she drop off? Like, as in she just... So the drugs come in here, either with the Union or without, we don't know yet. She distributes them to each lorry driver, maybe. To each area. The drop-off points at each fucking, off-ramp or whatever.
A 20-kilometer radius at least, perhaps extended by an attachable antenna that's not here right now.
Okay, so we could really make do some good then, couldn't we? If we were to take this out. Sounds like a bit of a linchpin in their operation. Huh. A linchpin in their operation. Do you reckon the dead guy has something to do with that? Huh. Was he sent there? No, there's more. There's too much speculation. I don't know. But if she was an important link in the chain, well, I'd expect her to be the one lynched or the one that's taken out. I don't know. Maybe the murder victim, I don't know, maybe he was going for her. Is there anything we can do with the radio?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without the dial key.
What else is in there?
The ghostly actresses and the rusty toolbox under the driver's seat.
Pull out the toolbox.
And a metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
Unfold the newspaper.
It's an issue of Périphérique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
I'll pick up the note.
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
Okay. Something that he wouldn't... Strange that Kim wouldn't know about this. The Ulan frequency system. Huh. Complex mathematical equations. Stab in the dark, chat. Not looking for the correct answer, but it's probably completely wrong, but stab in the dark anyway. Do you reckon the Ulan frequency system has something to do with the what is it? Solar travel. Joyce said that in order to get between the through the pale, they used radio frequencies to shorten the journey. So whereas previously they would just fling themselves at the pale and hope for the best, she said that they were using radio systems on either side to identify the shortest bits. I don't know. Do you reckon the Ulan frequency system could be the drug traffickers, if it's like an intersolar drug trafficking system, as in their own system of getting things past the pale? I don't know. Hence the whole, the reason, like complex mathematical equations. Anyway. So all I'm saying is a fancy way of getting it across the ocean, sort of, but not really. Okay, push in the toolbox.
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The
Close
rest,
the door.
it closed the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective?
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Okay. So, seems like something police would do. Yeah, so what do you think of all of this, Kim?
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
This means it's well funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it.
I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks. Oh, and the maps we found. They reveal the geographical extent of the operation. Looks like they've used abandoned tunnels and access roads to stay hidden. This is useful info. And last but not least, it looks like the Hardy Boys knew this driver, as we know that she was present at the lynching. This may be the Union connection we've been searching for.
Okay. What about the movie posters? How does that factor into this? Probably doesn't, but I'll ask it anyway.
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
A lot of women there, especially for a lady driver's cabin.
Yes, well...
He doesn't say any more. Maybe she's a lesbian. So it turns out this is connected to the Union. Yeah, maybe? I mean, I would assume so, and Joyce wants us to think so.
Like Joyce told us, yes, logistically. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best, this is an angle we can use against them, to other ends, as extra ammunition.
Yeah, he's right.
Meaning, someone as slippery as Everard won't be caught by a couple of cops and some stuff they found in some cabin.
Will the RCM open an investigation into this?
We should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
He stops to think. What are you thinking?
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
Corruption?
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to get too far into this, Kim. I mean, I imagine us two, you know, two fucking... me, the fucking fuck up, and you, the not super highly decorated, you know, that... if we go missing, they're not going to fucking cry over it. So let's not, you know, get out of our depth. Debrief over?
Debrief over. After you.
Thank you, Kim. Okay. Right. Confront the Hardy Boys about this drug trade. I'm interested in doing that. So we'll do that, and then I'll check the bread, and then I'll probably wrap up for the evening, if that's alright, folks. Still, very cool game. So sorry, for those just joining, so we're investigating drug trafficking, but really it's a tangential thing related to a murder that's occurred over here. Hang on. Alright, so the murderers are actually here. Amazingly, they've confessed. Are they still there? Yeah, they're still there. That's Titus. Okay. So, step forward. Has Titus come to speak to me?
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Titus does not look particularly happy to see you. Okay. So I can't establish my authority. Guess what? I've connected you to the local drug trade.
Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 Kilos.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock?
I want to see what his reaction is. I want to see if there's a flash of recognition.
The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grâce?
The thought forms in your head, like a lightning strike branching in the sky.
You're right, there is no local drug trade except you, point at Titus. No, do the honor, you've earned it, not at the lieutenant. Yeah, you've done it. Sorry, I just realized I'm still holding the crowbar menacingly. You do the honor, Lieutenant.
Thank you. You're right, Titus. There is no local drug trade, because it's all controlled by you. You're the drug trade.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course.
I'm a little confused insofar as what he's admitting to, sorry. Hang on. You're the drug trade? I figured he was going to get rattled because all of a sudden it's gone from, oh, we did a lynching to, oh, fuck, like you're the boss of a drug, like it's in something we could really pin on him. So his reaction confused me a little bit. Hang on. He rubs his jaw. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street. Okay. Get rid of the gangs, the dealers, and even so yeah, as in he's saying theoretically, yeah, he would like take over all the drug trade here in Martinez. For the good of the community? What the fuck's he on about? So number 1, this is disgusting. You're admitting to profiteering off poisoning your own people. 2, good idea. People are always going to do drugs. At least this way they'll have some control over it. 3, keep telling yourself that. I know for a fact there's still plenty of drugs out there. No, number 1. It's disgusting. You're profiteering off poisoning your own people.
Boo fucking who. People will always be taking drugs. Might as well do it clean and organized.
No, fucking... I get what he's saying, but... Like, they use what they have access to. If you give them a shit ton of access to hard drugs, they're going to turn to it as a form of escapism, because it's available. When, yeah, like fucking the Vietnam vets in Vietnam didn't immediately turn to drugs because they were going to do it anyway. They did it because they were the widely available, pure, and really, really cheap.
Yeah, that's what the labor movement is all about. Clean and organized. And the Hardy Boys are running it.
Theoretically, of course. We're just talking politics here. My answer to your drug accusation is, how dare you? Go fuck yourself.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy Boys here.
Ooh, interesting. So if we put the squeeze, or imply that we're going to put the squeeze on number 8, will he get defensive? So the 8th Hardy, the one who's missing, she runs the thing, right?
My answer is, fuck off. Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene.
He's trying to protect number 8.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
The woman sighs.
I know. Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints.
Despite everything, the little man is quick on his feet.
Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
Okay. I honestly, yes. You did, yeah. His reaction told me exactly what I kind of, yeah. So they're trying to protect number 8. Number 8 is the key to it. But sadly, we didn't get much information on number 8. Okay. We need to find number 8. Gonna take off now. If we can't arrest them for the lynching of one rapist, we can arrest her. Although, if my theory is correct and she's actually the rape victim, that could be particularly harsh. We'll see. Okay. So where is it? Sorry, done. Confront the Hardy Boys. A person present at the lynching is involved with the drug trade through the harbour, which links them to the Hardy Boys. Alright. When's the bread ready? 3, 2, 1... Phone going? Right. Okay, chat. So, let me just give it a proper save there. Right. So, moment of truth. Moment of truth. Let's have a look. So for those unfamiliar, for years now, I've struggled to make bread. I just can't seem to make bread that rises. Let's see if we've got a winner. Hang on. Okay. Alas, everybody, the answer is sadly no. It's dense as fuck. Same problem I always have. For some reason, the first rise goes okay, but the second rise doesn't seem to kick in. There must be something I'm doing wrong. So it's got barely any bubbles at all. It's dough, basically. It's just cooked dough. What am I doing wrong? It's genuinely perplexing now. I've tried like 3 different types of yeast, loads of different types of flour. I've looked at tutorials on how to knead and tried to follow them. Not enough yeast? No, I've tried like yeast that you soak in lukewarm water and then instant yeast where you don't do that. I've tried adding a little bit of salt, removing the salt, adding a little bit of sugar, removing the sugar, adding olive oil, removing olive oil, a little bit of butter, not having the butter. I've tried covering it in cling film and not having it covered in cling film. Yeah, it is a skill issue. I must crack this. This is a task in my Disco Elysium real life journal. Legendary roll, 3% chance to succeed. It's a fucking brick. Oh shit. Okay, I will try again another time. I'll try again another time. Right. Okay. Well, anyway, sorry, what's the time? It's 10 to 11. Right. Cool. Yeah, I'll probably wrap up Disco Elysium though. But I hope it was at least interesting to watch. So this playthrough, this stream, we spoke to Joyce again, where she put us on the lead that the Union, so the murderers over here, might be working in the drug trade. It turns out she might be right. So we were able to discover that one of the 8 of the Hardy Boys might be smuggling drugs in their lorry. And, yeah, essentially, it looks like it's a very large operation, so a very big operation indeed. Now, my head, I'm starting to wonder if the lynching was indeed really about, like, vengeance for a rape victim. I wonder if maybe the guy who was strung up, he was a mercenary. I wonder if he was here, as in, was he gunning for the lady? Specifically, I wonder, as in to stop the drug trade by taking her out. Where has she gone? Was it a lynching? It looks like it, Nilith. They say it was a lynching, but yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, it looks like a lynching. So someone stole his armor, as in the dead guy's armor. Okay. Thank you, Haynes, and thank you, Sparks, and thank you, Delta, and Mafni. Right. Anyway, thank you again for watching, folks. I'm going to bog off. Please know... I'm not holding anything. I'm just pretentious. Oh. Right. I'm going to bog off. Please know that I'm working on Ready or Not /SWAT 4 bullshittery. It's going fine, but it's a bit delayed. I was hoping to have it ready by Friday, but there's still more to do. So, yeah, so cracking on as best I can. Right. Have a lovely, lovely evening, and I hope to catch you again soon. I'm going to cuddle the dog and get her some food. So, yeah, Lulu needs some food. She's sleeping. She can't hear a word I'm saying. Right. Let me have a look. Are any of my clanmates doing anything you might want to watch? Thank you, Haynes. Thank you for subbing, Haynes. Right, let me leave you in the company of... Hang on. So, ZF Tom. What's Tom doing? Tom is running around... What's he doing? Tom is running around in a giant fart cloud in a castle. Okay? I will let him explain. Thank you again. Have a lovely, lovely weekend.